Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for part 3 of the Forgotten City. Last time out, we activated the time loop for the first time. We witnessed the election, the golden rule was triggered. Now, the guy whose name I can't remember, the one who's standing against the current magistrate, he was going to get his gladiator to do a little bit of a fisticuffs. He doesn't believe in the golden rule, interestingly, but we didn't actually see any crime get committed, and the golden rule got triggered. Coincidental, I think coincidental, right? Malleolus, that's his name. The other thing we found out, right, is obviously no one in this town has witnessed the golden rule take effect. They surmise the existence of the golden rule from the graffiti that's around the town, and the gold statues around the town are from previous iterations of this village that have had the golden rule happen to them. Okay, so they're surmising the golden rule exists, but they've never obviously witnessed it. Okay, we've also worked out how time works in this game as well. This is over the course of one day, so I mean, I'm guessing we're in the morning. I mean, obviously this is a Skyrim mod originally, so time is moving on, and the election happens at the end of the day, but presumably you can talk to the priestess to trigger the election early. That seemed to be an option that we had. In any case, we're still sort of in the process of going around and talking to people. The other thing we do have, we have got a list. We have got a list of people in the town. So we went and talked to one of the centurions, and so we have a list of people's names, which I've taken the liberty of copying into our Miro board, and we can write up some notes. So yeah, I've written here, up for election in barely legible writing, Octavia, she's a Christian. Rufius, he threatens Virgil. That's not us, that's the other Virgil who's in this game. Yeah, okay, cool. So hopefully this ledger will be beneficial to us. Okay, let's go and have a conversation. So, Galerius.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Oh yes, right. We should actually move ourselves down the screen slightly so that we can, so that you guys can see the text. Your name is Galerius, and you are about to offer to take me to Sentius so he can tell me about the Golden Rule.
I guess, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Oh, it's a zipline handlebar. Alright, cool.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking.
Well, there we go. We
And
have...
if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself.
That'll make the loops a lot more...
Probably.
a lot more handy. So we also know, that there's some amount of stuff that you can carry between loops, right? Or at least some information or some abilities. We are going to save the game before we do that. Because we found some vines in that cave behind the subterranean town, which can't be climbed yet. So here we go, we ride this. Yeah, okay, that looks very helpful. So obviously that can only take you down. It's not mechanical. It's not BD1 from Fallen Order, so that's that. She will guide you. She will guide you. The other thing I wanted to try whilst I was thinking between sessions is there's obviously that thing that needs to be stolen for cure. Oh, I can't even remember what it is. salts of some kind. This guy has it right here.
How'd you do?
Silphum resin. If I steal that, I'll trigger the golden rule. But if I then immediately go back through the time loop, do I get to keep it? So I sort of wanted to try that. Now I do have... I mean, I do have 895 denarii right now. But given that we've literally just saved the game at the top of that zip line, I reckon let's just go for it and we'll see what happens.
Whatever's in that great temple up there.
The many shall suffer for the sins
Okay, cool.
of the one.
So we just did a little steely steal. But if I use the portal, which should be up these stairs here, if I use the portal straight away, do I get to keep the Silphum resin? Oh, shoot, where is he? Come on, my friend. Because that seems an obvious way to solve that puzzle, right? And I don't think there's any moral problem with doing that, because we're time looping anyway, right? So our actions from a previous loop don't actually have consequences? Outer Wilds rules? Because in my inventory, I got it right here, yeah. So I get to keep it. I get to keep my items between loops.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. I don't? Oh.
Okay, we'll see you later, Galerius. So if we go and save the life of the person who was... So there's Rufius. Hello.
Name's Rufius. Little watchers.
Oh, of course. Now, if anyone actually gets annoyed with me...
Whatever.
Nah, do you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now, Rufius. We've got a lady to save.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus decius won't give it to me. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you.
I mean, that seems a lot handier than giving that other guy like 1,000 denarii.
Hopefully in a moment she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Lead resolved. We'll just go with it. I'm a time traveler.
I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounded like you said time traveler. But whatever kind of traveler you are, that was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening.
Okay.
You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Okay, great. So, well, let's make sure we resolve all of her conversations, because next time we loop, Lulia is going to be poisoned again. So we're going to have to go through this again every time we loop if we want to continue saving her. So
I'm Lucretia.
we'll get her we'll get Lucretia's entire story.
I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke. And the streets were
So,
full of people
a
traveling
lot of the
outside.
people that we've
I ran
found
for the river,
have arrived
like
here
everyone else,
after
and leapt in.
going into the Tiber, right, but also from the fire,
Not far from here.
presumably Nero's fire. Oh yes, oh, and she mentioned a coin as well.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least
I didn't
my
actually see her
phone
mention a
has
coin
that
because I was
never
actually
find
talking
me.
to you guys.
And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them.
I mean, the
And then
statues
she
do
shut herself
talk.
in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem. A real thorn in the paw situation.
Okay.
One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive.
Okay.
Nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose.
Figure out a treatment for rheumatism.
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine. A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry,
We hear the statues
I don't
whispering.
mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues
Well,
talking to her,
Navia?
but that was Nevia.
Yeah.
And she went a little mad. Well, she used to run the clinic.
Okay, we know
She
that.
was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing
Okay, we'll skip
until
that
she
line.
suddenly lost all interest in us.
Oh,
This
okay.
changed the last-
Right.
and
Yeah,
then
we've
she's
we've
the-
we've seen this.
One of my really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like. He's become so irritable that I just know Navy.
Okay, right. I have the key to her old chest. Perhaps I can find what you need in there. Okay.
Be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Okay, great. Wait, no, we're not done talking.
Feeling all right?
Because I also wanted to ask you about
Sure.
Lulia.
What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best.
I
we don't
see.
discuss it.
So self-inflicted.
Gladly.
Possibly.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Okay, so there is a chest in here that we can look into. Nivea's treatment notes. Okay. Right, so we can go and tell Lucretia about that. Let's talk to Lulia. Because again, next time we loop, we'll have to heal her.
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Well, let's just go around from the top to the bottom.
Tried to help me. It's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
Let's ask the top one.
That's the least of my worries. The gods
Malleolus
are cruel,
and
but
Claudia.
Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
Okay, so Claudia is... the wife of Malleolus. Okay, fine. I'm not sure if I've met Claudia.
Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
Is there a short
I don't have
version?
time to listen to
Ah, don't be like that. Okay, let's strap in, everyone.
I'd been here about a week. When it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii.
Okay, Aurelia.
She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much.
Which one's
So she
Aurelia?
suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Aha. So, Aurelia... Commoner tavern keeper. Oh, claims to know a way out. Yeah, fine, okay.
I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
Hemlock?
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem
Okay, so
as
Aurelia
or
does not know a
surprised
way
by
out.
me.
Fine.
In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Does that break the golden rule?
That's what I said to the magistrate.
I guess not.
I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa, confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks.
Is breaking a contract
Beyond my hands and
considered
knees,
a
scrubbing
sin
the
in this
floor
world?
clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
No.
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen.
I mean, if I
for me.
give you 1,000 denarii to pay off your debt,
At least
all
until
good.
someone breaks the golden rule. Huh. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's
Right.
in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my
Right, so
promise.
maybe we can go and save him in this loop as well.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you. Alright,
Okay,
please don't take too long.
so
You mean my life story?
let's continue with her story.
I grew up as part of a big family in Rome.
Let me guess. Fire, Tiber, coin.
Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless, and it claimed everything, and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river, and then The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here. Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
Okay, she doesn't know. Right, what does she think about the golden rule, though?
Once told me it's the God's way of creating a city without sin. But if that's the case, then whichever God is responsible for it didn't think it through. I mean, all it really does is make bad people better at hiding their sins, and good people too frightened to stand up for themselves. I've seen Malleolus, Claudia, and Domitius make grown men cry. Romans, they don't cry easily. They've never physically hurt anyone. But the point is, they don't have to. They've got people running scared because everyone knows Malleolus is the favorite.
Yeah, we've got to tip this election somehow, clearly.
I doubt it. I mean, the election is today, and you've only just arrived. I just don't think there's enough time for you to do anything. I suppose we will.
Alright. I mean, just for completeness.
It's not funny.
Fine. Okay. And she's obviously not going to be terribly happy with us now. Let's just have a quick look then at our notebook. So, Aurelia. Nah. That was just Hemlock. Right, Claudia. Give her a little frowny face. She's a mean person. Decius, he's the prize scalper. He's going to vote. He's going to vote for Malleolus. Malleolus's guard. He is the gladiator, right? Dulius has the key to the cistern. What did he want in exchange for that? Can't remember. Equity is the priestess. Fabia is the lady that's killed in the shrine. We could save her this loop. Galerius. He's the guy we meet first. Georgius, don't remember him. Hannibal is Dooley's friend. Notes, died in cistern. Horatius, Carbush, Julia, yes. Debt bondsman to Malleolus. Poison herself. And she's with she's in medical. Livia, right, Lucretia, midwife. Turned medic. Would it be easier to use the text tool rather than the writing tool? Maybe. Malleolus, he's up for election. Give him a little sad face because he seems like a real bad guy due to money lending. Physician, locked herself in palace. Octavia, Rufius. These two are sisters, right? Centilla and Sentia. These are Sentius's children? Question mark. He is the guy who jumps. And then we've got Virgil. Okay, great. We've written up some notes. Let's go and talk to Lucretia about her rheumatism.
What's the treatment?
Willow.
Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's
Rufius.
Thank you.
Okay.
If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Sure, yeah. Let's go. Where's Rufius?
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame.
Bye.
Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Okay. Hey, Rufius.
You again. What business is that of yours?
I got some cure right here.
Willow bark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all.
Ooh, okay. So Rufius might be Christian as well.
In a lot of pain lately. Rheumatism. These cursed statues always watching in the...
So if no one else can hear the statues whispering, do other people see the statues turning their head to look at you?
This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one.
Alright, great. So, can we now get his story?
Can't talk long, to stay sharp, but families from Solution and Thebes, Babylon province. I've been roaming a long time now. Joined the legions, the 6th, the one they call ironclads. Not sure. I was fighting with the 6th against Parthians in the east. Only my whole body was aching every time I took a swing of my gladius. It was the rheumatism. Relentless. Unending. Of course, I wasn't going to get any sympathy from my commander. So I started thinking, what if, in the next battle, I just didn't try as hard, you know? What if I let my guard down just long enough? Next battle came, and all I remember is this bloody great savage coming toward me. And I just loosened my...
That's very different from everyone else's story.
I woke up. Some strange man in an eagle headdress had fished me out. Kamut Tabal.
This is very different from everyone else's story.
Then I found this place, and that's it. Are you calling me a liar? Or just
No. Oh,
doubting me to my face? I won't make that mistake again.
oh, what? Come on, man.
I have nothing to say to you, Kaput Mada.
Fine, okay, guess we'll have to wait till the next loop, but then we'll have to find him some willow bark again. So, let's go up to this villa. The statues were also whispering for me to jump off there as well, which I'm kind of interested to see what will happen, because it sort of looks like there's water at the bottom of it anyway. But anyway,
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia.
out of the way,
Comes alive
Octavia.
under the golden rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring? so
Want to
far?
talk to
All right,
Ulpius, thank
well,
you.
It was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever... Oh no. No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us.
We're all in this together, Ulfius. Please, please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but
Probably
I just
not.
don't care anymore.
Please, Ulfius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Yes.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Scintilla would want.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
I don't remember that.
Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that. Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 to pay off both of our
I
debts.
don't. I got like 800 and a bit.
No. No. Time's up. I am out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love.
Okay, fine. So this is a thing that we have to save up for. Presumably, though, every time we loop, though, we're taking money with us in the time loop, and the money that's available in chests and things resets.
Oh, Lord. Poor lamb. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't... I'll have to... and I'd best...
Okay. Yeah, now the statues are telling me to jump as well. That's interesting. That looks very much like an Egyptian obelisk, doesn't it? Okay, well, we're going to save the game there. Right. And we will do a little jump. Okay. Whoa. Oh, hey!
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you. I do. Deeply honored. Elected your magistrate. And now...
So,
and now, I make this solemn...
hello.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above?
Looks like I did.
Either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the
Yeah,
election.
I'm not gonna like literally launch into. I want you to drop out of the election, because then he's just not going to talk to me.
Just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie? Nonsense. There's no way you can prove that. If it was real and you'd seen someone break it, then you'd be dead already.
But what about all of the people in the gold? The myth of the Golden Rule, whoever had obviously died because they refused to accept the Golden Rule. That's a very good question. What would it take to prove it to you?
Surely you're not one of those people who believes everything you read. As if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down.
You mean that book next to a golden statue in the theater? Tell me, how do you know that statue wasn't put there by Sentius himself? You can't know, can you? What? Oh, I see what's happening here.
Yeah, of course he's not going to believe that.
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people.
Okay, we're not going to be able to convince him
That
right
is
now.
simply because you are mistaken.
I think it's clear what he thinks of the golden rule. He doesn't believe it. I mean, I think he probably genuinely doesn't believe it's true.
I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it.
Okay, well, let's ask him to withdraw from the
Are
election.
you insane? You barge into my villa, uninvited, and then make outrageous demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Ooh. That's a good option, potentially, actually, because he doesn't believe the golden rule's real. Let's try it.
The many shall suffer.
Oh, shoot.
For the sins of the one.
Oh, no, the door's locked. How do we get out of here? Okay, can't get out this way. Can't loot his body. I need to find a way out of this building right now. And it's not at all obvious how to do that. Okay. At least this guy's a bad shot. So we can get up these stairs. Oh, ow. Oh, down these stairs? No, this just loops me back round, probably. Ah, shoot. Whoop. Come on, all of my best Skyrim tactics. Oh, that's locked as well. Ah, I think I'm stuck. Okay, come on then. Get us out of here. Get us out of here. Is that game over? Yes. Okay. Go on then. Right. Panic over. We got stuck in a... So threatening someone breaks the golden rule. Threatening someone breaks the golden rule? So actually at the election then, maybe the golden rule did get broken. There's a dead body down here.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you. Did you just... That would... well...
Okay, so we will skip through these.
No. You... True. I'm a... You... Ah, what? Don't talk nonsense.
Okay,
There's no such thing as the golden rule.
we'll go from here.
How could you possibly know that?
Ah.
Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow. And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Okay, fine.
Get out of my villa before I have Domitius.
But if the door is locked, how this work, huh? Wonder if there's anything we can find around here, given that we're not now in a total state of panic about getting out of the building as soon as possible. Oh, hey. Okay, so that's where Julia lives. So we've got a locked door. How are we supposed to get out of here? Oh. I'm not sure if I'm just missing something obvious, but genuinely, how would I even get out of this building?
Get out of my...
Oh. We can get out this way. Okay.
This area is private. I must ask you to leave.
Okie dokie. Well, that is of course assuming that trespass breaks the golden rule anyway. But, right, that's out into the courtyard there. That's also out into the courtyard. I think we have been up here. Yeah, I remember looking at the Minerva statue. I vaguely recall we were in a rush when we were running through that building before. So that's Malleolus's villa.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Not really.
You'd be eaten alive, little runt like you. Nobody's told you about Hannibal. Huh. Why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course,
Hannibal.
Because who trusts a Carthaginian, right?
Oh, he's a Carthaginian,
A few
okay.
days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold.
Okay.
No word of a lie. I
saw a ghost!
creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal. Well, any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there. And put a sign at the door to warn the others.
Right.
Good idea.
But I mean, it's not against the rules to go down there, right? I mean, I'm not sure if this is really where we want to go, because there is probably more interesting stuff we could do with the rest of this loop, like talking to Equestria, who is still out here.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia.
Equitia.
I owe the pleasure of this.
She doesn't seem to be moaning about the fact that this is a private
Interesting.
area anymore.
I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed? Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else? That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
Okay.
Yes, I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through.
Yeah?
Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the
We
forest
did.
before you arrived here?
We did Karen.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Yes.
I see. And was this Karen by any chance wearing a hood?
Uh-huh.
Before. There's something I think you should see. I think you better follow me to the baths.
Well, there we go. Karen causing problems.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it? Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
How would I stop the assassin at the baths without breaking the golden rule? Question. Yeah. But also, like, where am I in relation to the baths, actually? So that's the temple at the top of the place. I thought that was Malleolus's house, actually. I don't think I've been in that building.
Citizen.
Okay, there's Rufius. And whose house is that? Oh no, this is where, yep, I'm locking myself in. Don't try to follow. Seek a bow. The voices are whispering. Interestingly enough, they only whisper that around that, area. So that's the temple of the unknown god that's doing this? Is it? Because they seem to think that it's... So we've got an Egyptian obelisk here, we've got some writing here. How can we pass this test if we don't know the rules? The Great Temple door is locked. Ah, I probably did know that. Okay, this is fine, right. Now that leads down to Malleolus's mansion. There's the courtyard. That is Sentius over there. Let's ride the zip line down, because I think it's going to be this way. Wait, hang on, where have we wound up now? Yes. That's the subterranean village. Here's where we met Livia. Okay, the amphitheatre, that means the bards are just through here.
Salve, Julie. How are you doing today?
We're going to save the game there. So we have Fabia here. We're going to try and keep Fabia alive. I know we can try and interact with the assassin again, but without a bow, not sure what we can do.
With his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's.
Well, I don't think we can go down into the chasm. I don't think that's a clue as to where we get a bow.
Thank you. He's still in there somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No, don't do that.
What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Okay, cool. Achievement unlocked, Trickster. Well, I think we should just try and talk to her anyway, right? Get her story and things.
Stop him.
Not yet.
What are you?
Alright, fine. If I go in here... Oh. If I go in here, I get killed. Well... That's something we're not going to do then, isn't it? Okay, we're going to talk to the assassin one more time. If he kicks off at us, we will try and run off, reactivate the time loop. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so Fabia is alive. She's gone back to her bakery. I feel like I should probably talk to these other guys about who they're voting for in the election, because Georgius, for example...
It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail? Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to say. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance?
Yeah, so let's get Georgius's story. And then we'll head to the bath.
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree? Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't
Ah, right, so they do know that when the Golden Rule activates, they become golden statues themselves.
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and droning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming. then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, God knows how many miles from my villa. Indeed, I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Okay.
Shh. Not so loud. What are you playing at? I must ask you to stop that at once. Have you not been told about the last attempt?
The last attempt? This is Dooley, I guess.
Duty falls to me. It is a long story.
Do you know what? Obviously, we've been recording for just over an hour now. I don't think we have time for a long story in this session. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say never mind then. We're going to be going now. But we're going to save it here. And we're going to come right back to this conversation next time out. But thank you very much for watching episode 3 of The Forgotten City. Come back next time, episode 4. We'll be talking more to Georgius. We'll be going to the baths, trying to talk to the assassin. So that thread about Karen bringing us in here, we need to get into the baths. To get into the baths, maybe we need a bow and arrow, or maybe the bow and arrow is only needed for Nivea. We should probably talk to Livia again. And there's a few more people around town that we haven't got all of the details from yet, but then after that I think we are doing more detective work and investigating. I think we'll have spoken to most people by that point. Come back for part 4. Chat to you guys soon. See you in the next video. Bye bye.